just know, like, you're gonna have to forgive some things. You'll see, like, some, like, maybe tape on the walls and, like, music that's gonna, the score is not done. Things that'll, like, tweak and change. But by and large, it's the movie you'll see. But please go see it again August 9th because it'll be even better. And we're nervous for you to see it today, but also just so excited because I feel like I can trust that you guys know that it's not totally done, but you'll still really love it, and we hope you do.
Blake Lively is being accused of something far more damaging than a bad movie review. She's being called a liar in federal court, and the receipts are piling up. New court filings have shaken Hollywood to its core, painting the beloved actress not as a victim, but as a manipulator who allegedly faked sexual harassment claims to gain control over a film.
Hollywood is still trying to wrap their heads around this major legal battle that's happening between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively after he filed this bombshell lawsuit accusing her, along with her husband Ryan Reynolds, of trying to smear him and damage his reputation. Namely, the claims here are false allegations of a hostile work environment and sexual harassment that were made against him in connection with the production of the movie It Ends With Us that starred both him and Blake Lively.
The accusations are brutal, that she twisted innocent interactions, staged a behind-the-scenes power grab, and used the threat of public scandal to force producers into giving her executive rights she was never contractually owed.
And although we did a previous breakdown of this entire lawsuit, and you can check it out on our Long Crime YouTube page, what we want to focus upon right now are those text messages, those never-before-seen text messages embedded in this complaint that make up a big part of what is a staggering $400 million lawsuit. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down the most shocking revelations from these text messages.
If true, it's not just a fall from grace, it's career-ending. At the center of this legal firestorm is Justin Baldoni, the film's director and co-producer, who built his reputation on advocating for empathy and respect within the industry. Now, he's being portrayed as a predator.
But first, I have to give you some backstory on this in case you haven't been following the day in and day out of this case. So, the conflict began in December of 2024 when Blake Lively filed a formal complaint with the California Civil Rights Department accusing Baldoni and others, and remember he was the director and one of the stars in the film, accusing him and others of creating a hostile work environment on that film set.
By someone he once called a creative partner. Sources close to the production say Baldoni was devastated, blindsided by the allegations, and has since gone completely silent publicly. But court documents tell a different story. One of internal memos, text message screenshots, and legal strategies prepared months in advance.
She alleged sexual harassment, boundary violations, even being pressured into filming a controversial naked birth scene. Lively claimed that after speaking up, she was subjected to retaliation, including what she says is a smear campaign aimed at discrediting her in the public. And the situation escalated quite dramatically, I'll add, when the New York Times published this really big report the day after Lively's complaint that included these conversations between those in Baldoni's camp about seemingly or allegedly taking down Lively. There's one specific exchange that comes out of
suggesting Blake may have been positioning herself for this power play all along. Then there's Jimmy Heath, a fellow producer whose name Blake publicly attached to one of her most disturbing claims. That he allegedly showed her pornographic material during a production meeting. But court filings reveal that the clip in question was a single video of his
and it's between Baldoni's former publicist and also his crisis manager, and it included this ominous message. He wants to feel like she can be buried, to which the crisis manager replied, "You know we can bury anyone." Now, Baldoni has adamantly denied these claims. His team is calling them all categorically false. He has accused Lively of making threats to sabotage the film unless her demands were met, so he has reversed the narrative. And on New Year's Eve, Baldoni fired back. First, he fired back with a $250 million defamation lawsuit against the New York Times, accusing
his own child's home birth, used as reference for a medical scene. Not only was this footage approved by legal and production, but Blake allegedly watched it voluntarily. Jaime, who's kept a low profile since the scandal broke, is now fighting to clear his
of
name, saying the
misrepresenting the
entire
story by
accusation was a deeply
selectively
personal
quoting text
blow designed to
messages that
humiliate him
supported
and cast him as the
Lively's
villain.
narrative, that they
Ryan
didn't do their
Reynolds,
proper
Blake's
due
husband,
diligence,
hasn't
that they
been spared
mischaracterized
either.
what was going
Though
on
he
here.
wasn't involved in the
And
production
then
directly,
we have this
he's named
Baldoni's
in court
staggering
filings as someone who allegedly helped
179-page
amplify Blake's
lawsuit
narrative during the
against Blake
film's
Lively
press
and
tour.
others. And
The
it
documents claim he
includes
used
within
his
it
platform
a
to subtly
series
pressure
of
Sony,
eye-popping text
executives, and lend
exchanges that, according
credibility
to
to Blake's
him,
complaints,
paint a
all while never
drastically
filing
different
any
picture
official
than the
declaration
one
under
Lively
oath.
presented
For
in
someone
her
so
complaint.
media savvy, Ryan's silence is being interpreted by some legal experts as strategic or suspicious. Even the crew wasn't safe. A former assistant director who asked to remain anonymous told reporters that the set was nothing short of a battlefield. Everything shifted once Blake got the executive producer title, they said.
He cites this playful exchange from May of 2023 where he appears to tease Blake Lively about her sentimental nature, to which Lively then responded in kind with self-deprecating humor. Everything looked like it was on the up and up. And these text messages are important because it appears to show that, at least at first, their relationship was lighthearted, that it was casual, that it was friendly. And that raises serious questions about whether or not Baldoni crossed the line or was inappropriate, and the claims that Lively makes about her feeling what is essentially uncomfortable around Baldoni.
Meetings started ending in tears, the vibe was hostile, and people were scared to say the wrong thing. She wasn't acting like someone traumatized, she was acting like someone in charge. One of the most gut-wrenching parts of this case is how many people were allegedly used as pawns in Blake's pursuit of creative control. Sophia Lee,
Setting when she later accuses him of harassment. But here is where the plot thickens, no pun intended. And this is when Blake Lively allegedly attempted to rewrite one of the most pivotal scenes of the movie, the infamous, iconic rooftop scene between Baldoni's character of Ryle and Lively's character of Lily. Now, the big theme, as we're about to get into, is control. Control over the film. So in this lawsuit, Baldoni recounts how Lively had asked him if she could, quote, take a pass at writing the scene, something that he was initially...
a rising production designer, reportedly lost her job after Blake insisted she was too close to Baldoni, suggesting bias. "I had nothing to do with any of it," Sophia later told a close friend. "I just happened to be standing in the wrong place."
And what followed, according to Baldoni, was nothing short of dramatic, because Lively's version of the scene drastically differed from the original, and that left Baldoni really unsure about her changes. So Baldoni says he tried in a diplomatic way to tell Lively, look, the final scene would likely fall somewhere between her version and the original script. And this was an attempt to kind of ease the tension. However, he says this seemed to offend Lively, that she took it personally. And this is where, out of all people, music sensation pop star Taylor Swift allegedly comes in. Why?
At the wrong time. She's now unemployed and unsure if her name will ever be cleared. As the case unfolds, more names are expected to be dragged into the spotlight. Industry insiders are whispering about PR consultant Dana Ramey, who allegedly helped...
Because Baldoni claims that at Lively's New York penthouse, he is confronted by Ryan Reynolds, again her husband, and their very good friend, Taylor Swift. And they end up telling Baldoni how great Lively's version of the script is. They're praising it. And Baldoni says in the complaint that he understood this to mean you better comply with Lively's direction of the script. So in response to that, he apparently texts Blake Lively that he likes her script.
orchestrate the media spin by leaking select quotes to online outlets, fueling the backlash against Wayfair while quietly pushing Blake's branding deals in the background.
He claims that it was only after Wayfair allegedly convinced Lively to allow him to attend that he was granted access, that she was blocking him from coming. Now, you have two sides here, right? So Baldoni says this was all an effort to hijack the film to get her way. Lively claims she was the victim of harassment in a hostile work environment. Not surprising that they should be separated and maybe he shouldn't be there. But Baldoni sent a text referencing this situation that reads,